Saints are coming out throwing the ball a lot. I may establish the run if I were them.
2nd and 9, Breeze, and there is Thomas with those suction cup hands of his as Roby had coverage there.
You know, one of the unique things about Michael Thomas, he doesn't run a lot of deep routes. A lot of his catches are underneath, 5, 10, 15 yards, a lot of crossing routes. He's a big, physical wide receiver. May not be a speed burner, but he's still one of the top 5 wide receivers in the National Football League.
But he had what you saw right there where the coverage is right on him. He had 16 catches on what they term tight window, according to Next Gen stats.
Yes.
That was last year. It was 3rd most in the NFL. 3rd down and 4. Breeze to the outside, and that will go for a 1st down into the hands of Jared Cook for 6 yards. So Jared Cook was the big free agent acquisition from the Raiders. Had a huge season with Oakland at 68 catches, nearly 900 yards, and 6 touchdowns in Gruden's first-year offense.
Yeah, it's just a nice little route by him. He goes up at the top, he stems it, and gets outside. The closer you get to the end zone, the more Drew Brees is going to look for Jared Cook. No quarterback over the last decade has targeted tight ends more than Drew Brees.
Taysom Hill in motion. And he's able to keep it on the ground, and spinning down to the 11-yard line is Latavius Murray.
I want us to watch Taysom Hill as he comes across the formation. Number 7, that's the backup quarterback, the H-back, getting a nice block there on the defensive end.
Well, he's anything you want. He's a backup quarterback, special team, blocking punts, playing tight end.
How many backup quarterbacks can dig the defensive end out like that?
He is a supreme athlete, Taysom Hill. 2nd and 5, Murray remains in. Breeze pumps. Watts chasing Breeze, and it is intercepted by Merciless.
They're a phenomenal pass rush group, and really across the board. It's not like it's just 1 or 2 guys. They've got a litany of guys. Obviously, there's a huge focus on J.J. Watt. He's one of the elite players in this league, elite pass rushers, has been for a long time. So that's what this defense thrives on. That's where, when you turn on the tape from last year, man, it's just they're getting after the quarterback, creating opportunities.
For Drew Brees, that was only his 2nd red zone interception since the start of 2017. He has been so good in the red zone, but right there, Merciless gets him at the 6-yard line. And now Watson from his end zone, and he wants it all. And what an effort by Will Fuller! Up and over Eli Apple. Wow!
When we talked to the Texans, they knew they were going to get man-to-man coverage. Eli Apple on Will Fuller. Deep threat, and he just goes up and gets the ball. Way to contest, way to go up and battle for the ball, Will Fuller.
They go from the 6-yard line to out of trouble with that 54-yarder and that incredibly athletic play from Fuller. That was incredible. Will Fuller.
You know, for a guy that's coming off an ACL to come out and go up and make that contest, might have been a little pass interference also, but my goodness, to reach around the guy, to use his hands. But talking to the Texans, they want to attack 2 guys tonight. Number 25, Eli Apple, and number 26, P.J. Williams. So it's no surprise they go after Apple early.
Eli Apple's entire body shielding him. He had to go up around, get around the shoulder pad. 54-yard toss that time as a flag is down here on the carry with Hyde. Cameron Jordan with the tackle.
Holding. Offense, number 76. 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
You know, normally, if you're going to hold a guy like Chantrell Henderson just held Cam Jordan, he doesn't make the play. Cam Jordan made the play also. If you're going to hold him, big fella, go ahead and hold him. Don't allow him to make the play also there. Cam Jordan, one of the better defensive ends. I love how he uses his athleticism and how he plays inside and outside, turns his body, bends, creates angles.
Coming off his 4th trip to the Pro Bowl. One of the most entertaining personalities in the entire NFL as well. Saints were driving, pick off, and all of a sudden 54 yards the other way. Play clock is counting down, 2nd and 13. Tries to get it out quickly, and he does to Nuke. And Hopkins darts ahead to the 30-yard line. 13 yards there.
Just a little screen there. 78, Laremy Tunsil with a nice block there. You can do this play when you have an athletic tackle like Laremy Tunsil. May not be paying off early because he's given up a couple sacks, or at least the offensive line has. But there's a play where number 78, Laremy Tunsil, is paying dividends.
Johnson is met at the line of scrimmage. Trey Hendrickson and Jordan getting involved.
You know, Duke Johnson is a guy that they got. You know, Lamar Miller, no longer here, no longer healthy with the ACL. But Duke Johnson can be a 3-down back. They don't want to give him a ton of touches or a ton of carries, but the occasional zone run, the screen play, I think he can be an effective player for the Texans.
And that is the end of the first quarter. Whitney Merciless the interception, and now Deshaun Watson facing a 2nd and 9. As he pulls it and gets it to Hopkins, but it goes incomplete as Hopkins thought he had a good shot at it. Coverage came from Lattimore.
Yeah, we usually don't see the ball hit the ground too many times when you throw it to DeAndre Hopkins. That's a couple of times tonight where the ball has hit both of his hands. Normally, when you see that, Nuke will catch the ball, but that's twice tonight. That's very uncanny from one of the better wide receivers.
Also aren't a lot of guys that can even put themselves in position to get their hands on that ball.
Also something to note, Marshawn Lattimore is following DeAndre Hopkins tonight. Going to be quite the battle.
3rd down and 9. Quickly out and able this time to secure it is Hopkins. Let's check this mark. Line to make was that 20-yard line. Looks like it's going to be maybe half a yard short there.
We're going to see this battle all night. Marshawn Lattimore against DeAndre Hopkins. He's going to follow him in man-to-man coverage. Just a good physical battle. Lattimore didn't have quite the year or the start to 2018 that he wanted. Finished 2018 strong, and now we have 2019, and the Texans are going for it on 4th down. I completely agree with this move. On the road, hostile environment, you're playing well.
So they're going to use a timeout.
After review, the ruling on the field of the progress spot stands. Houston had called a timeout. Subsequently, they challenged thereafter. As a result of the challenge being lost, they will be charged a 2nd timeout. They have 1 timeout remaining.
Great job by the crew there. You know, it's a tough timeout, but I'm sure Coach wanted to get more time to take a look. But by rule, he is charged both team timeouts.
Normally in these 4th down situations, you want to put the ball in your best player's hand, and that's number 4, Deshaun Watson.
So here we go, 4th and inches. And he pulls, and Watson is going to have more than just a 1st down, leaping towards the goal line. Touchdown, Houston. So here we go.
So versatile. You know, he can throw the ball from the pocket. You see what happens when he's able to get out of the pocket. Obviously, he's a good athlete, so he can get yardage with his legs, but just his ability to create. You know, you saw him create on some 3rd and longs, and they were able to get out of some tough situations because of his versatility.
It's his first red zone interception in his last 105 pass attempts. He tried to quickly get it out to Thomas. And big play for Merciless to get that momentum sway. Down for Breeze. There's Kamara. As he goes for 6 yards there.
Just a simple play. Drew Brees drops back. He starts with Alvin Kamara on the outside. He motions him back inside once he realizes it's zone coverage. Just comes out, runs a simple choice route. That's easy pickings there for Drew Brees. See if J.J. Watt can get some pressure here on 3rd down.
3rd down and 4. Breeze with time goes downfield, and he's able to connect with Jared Cook. Great addition to this Saints offense is Cook. 31-yard reception.
Man-to-man coverage, bread and butter of the Houston Texans. And Gibson, who's a physical safety, just loses Jared Cook. He's a mismatch. Bigger than you think. 6'5", 250 pounds. And Gibson's going to have his hands full all night.
Remember last year, the Monday Night Football opener against the Rams. Cook had that big game, had 9 catches for 180 yards. He started that sensational season he had with the Raiders. And he's got 2 catches tonight on 3rd down for Breeze. Breeze to the other side this time, and Thomas gathers it for a 1st down. So a nice response drive now from Breeze and the Saints. 15 yards there.
Drew Brees just drops back, fakes a little play action pass. Nice clean pocket. And if you're going to guard Michael Thomas man-to-man, you need to get up on him and play a little physical. You can't guard him from 7 to 8, 9 yards off. You got to be a little closer to him there. Texans need to make that adjustment.
Kamara trying to find something up the middle as he goes ahead for 5 yards. Incredible start to the career for Michael Thomas. Year number 4, but those first 3 seasons, I mean, last year 125 catches that led the NFL. It's the 5th most in a single season in NFL history, but 321 in his first 3 seasons. That is the record. And with that record comes the rewards. $96 million 5-year contract. Here's Taysom Hill now lining up at quarterback.
Look for the zone read here.
As Hill will get to Kamara, and Kamara trying to break that first attempted tackle of Zach Cunningham, who held on.
You know, Taysom Hill plays a lot of positions, but you can kind of figure out what he's going to do based on the position. When he's at tight end, it's either going to be a blocker or run out in the route. When he's at quarterback, zone read is the #1 play they do. Just now, a little zone read from Taysom Hill. He's going to pull it at some point. Give it to Kamara. He's going to pull it and go around the end. I like the package. Let's not forget, Sean Payton found Taysom Hill, and he feels good about the guy that he found, and he wants to use him a lot.
Now he's throwing out that Steve Young comparison lately. Big expectations ahead for what could be the career of Taysom Hill. 3rd and 3 now. Breeze looking for Kamara, and it'll be a Saints 1st down.
It's too easy. Alvin Kamara starts on the outside as a wideout. He motions back in. Based on who goes with him, whether it's a linebacker or a corner, Drew Brees knows that it's zone coverage. Kamara just goes to the flat. I mean, nobody's within 5 yards of it. That is just too easy for one of the most accurate quarterbacks and a dynamic weapon in Alvin Kamara.
And he's a 1st down machine.
Yes.
Picked up a 1st down on 32% of his career touches. That is the best in an NFL over any 2-year span.
They got the fullback in the game. When he's in the game, they want to get to more of their power game. Let's take a look at it.
That's offset big zap line, and they run behind him with Kamara, but a good run fit that time by McKinney and Cole.
Sean Payton does a great job. I mean, we've been shotgun, we've had fullbacks, we've had Taysom Hill. They have so many personnel groupings. They force the defense to match up. And right now, the Texans are doing a pretty good job, other than a couple big plays. I like what they're doing. Need to make a big stop here in the red zone.
2nd and 9. 9th play of this drive. By the way, Deshaun Watson still in the medical tent. Lisa is going to give us an update there. Breeze extending, and then just getting rid of it. There's DJ Reader, who's applying pressure on Breeze.
Unlike the other side, Dennis Allen doesn't want Deshaun Watson outside the pocket. I don't think the Texans would mind if
No, they have no problem with that, my friend. There's Romeo Cornell defensive coordinator, now 72 years old, the oldest coordinator or head coach in the league.
And he's still one of the best.
He sure is. They had a great improvement last year in points per game. Went from 27.3 to 19.8 given up a year ago. Here's 3rd and 9. Brees, look at the time he has. But good coverage, and once again running out of options.
You got to give the Texans a lot of credit. Primarily a man-to-man team. They're mixing their coverages up so good between man and zone. And dare I say, they are confusing Drew Brees. They're running man beaters. They're playing zone. They run zone beaters. They're in man. Right now, Drew Brees doesn't know where to go with the football, and you can tell because he's patting the ball. Normally, he gets rid of it really quick.
Now, Will Lutz, who signed that big contract extension this offseason, 32-yard attempt. 1st and goal from the 12. And Hyde tried to regain his footing before going ahead for 5 yards there.
Yeah, nice play there. Cam Jordan coming inside, forced Hyde to bounce outside, and the Cavalry came to clean it up right there. It's the 15th play of this drive coming up. This New Orleans Saints defense has been on the field a long time. Who's going to step up to make a play? Somebody has to.
So the Saints have 1 timeout remaining. The defense about to see their 15th play of this drive. Genesis halftime show with Susie and Steve. And Randy coming your way. They'll get you set for everything that's going on with Broncos Raiders. Been no news around the Raiders recently at all. And we celebrate 100 years of the NFL. Peyton's Places now streaming on ESPN Plus. And a special performer from G-Eazy. 2nd and goal. Watson. Here's Johnson as he is met. And it'll make for 3rd and goal as P.J. Williams came in to chop him down along with Apple.
The closer they get to the goal line, the more the ball is going to be in number 4's hands on the perimeter, whether that's zone read or bootleg. I look for Bill O'Brien to call a play right now. Put the ball in number 4's hands and let him make a decision, whether it's zone read or to get him on the edge, give him a run pass option.
That guy, Dennis Allen, has to come up with a way to stop it. Here's 3rd and goal. Deshaun to the end zone, and Hopkins, touchdown. Watson to Hopkins.
He made too many plays tonight for one of our goals to be to eliminate or don't let him beat you, and we tried to. So that kind of thing we need to clean up as players and as coaches.
So here's Brees with under 2 minutes to go and trailing in this first half as he gets it to Traquan Smith. They'll go hurry up 12 yards to Smith. Smith's the receiver who was on the other end of the record breaker last year when he became the all-time leading passer.
Drew Brees has got 1 timeout. He's going to try to save that as he works down the field.
Brees with time, with options, but unable to connect with Michael Thomas.
1:23 left. There's plenty of time, especially with the weapons that the Saints have. Drew Brees can work the entire field, sidelines deep. I think the Texans are going to play a little zone coverage here. You don't want to give up a big play when you play such a great half defensively, holding New Orleans to 3 points so far.
Are the playmakers for the Saints and the nights they have. That interception came in the red zone on the 6-yard line when Whitney Merciless stepped in front of that pass from Brees. 2nd and 10. Here's Kamara on the screen, and what a defensive play that time by McKinney. Wrapping up that foot of Kamara, and it's a 7-yard loss.
Bernard McKinney, love what he does here, right here. Number 55, just the athleticism, coming around the corner. He reads the screen. He sees Kamara, comes underneath. Armstead, Teron Armstead, the left tackle, can't get the block. McKinney beats him outside. Having a good year between he and Zach Cunningham. They give them 2 formidable linebackers in the middle of this defense.
His first Pro Bowl last year. 3rd and 17 after that play. Breeze. How about going up and snagging it that time? Michael Thomas with the effort. As Roby was all over him, and you can see the marker there, as that spot is going to be half a yard short with half a minute to play here in this first half.
Joe, I think we're going to have
Before the ball is
review.
snapped, replay has stopped the game. The previous play is under review.
It looked like Thomas had crossed the 42.
Joe, I like it as a first down. The first body part to touch is the left side of the left thigh. And at the time of that
After
touching,
review, the ruling of a completed catch stands. The ball will be placed on the 47-yard line, which results in a first down. The game clock is correct at 26 seconds.
All right, so it is a first down. Saints still have that one timeout remaining. 26 seconds to work with. One last look here at Michael Thomas. And here it is with our Monday Night Football marker cam that gave them the look to show the first down and that effort from Thomas.
I think what they're discussing is the clock, game clock, based on this catch being touched inbounds. Great job with the ruling of the catch and the first down. Well done. Now they're probably working on some
The
administrative
conversation on the field is the game clock. Because we reverse to a running clock, we will take 10 seconds off the clock. We will reduce it to 16 seconds.
John, what have we here?
So we go from a stopped to a running clock based on the reversal to a catch and a first down. By rule, that's a 10-second runoff or a charged timeout. And they have one, so more than likely we'll use a timeout to eliminate the 10-second runoff and go on the snap.
And look at the reaction in the dome. So it is a first down with the ball on the 47-yard line, but only 16 seconds remain. But that first down is in the pocket. Breeze, that was tipped and should have been caught nonetheless, as it still made its way to Thomas, but it will leave 9 ticks of the clock left.
And because Sean Payton didn't use the timeout, with 9 seconds left, you can still use the entire field. I agree with that situation. The timeout is more valuable than those seconds right there, especially if you're trying to get in field goal range. Nice call there by Sean. 9 seconds is plenty of time. The entire field is open. Drew Brees has to make a good decision here to set up this team in field goal range.
Final seconds. Breeze, as he drives it inside the 40. Remember, they do have the timeout, which he will use. 15-yard catch as he gets it to Mike Thomas. And that'll give an opportunity to Will Lutz. It was a career long of 57. And he hit from 60 in warm-ups. It should be from about 56 based on where they're spotting that. Darren Rizzi, their excellent special teams coordinator, said Lutz, consummate pro, he's had a great camp. This will be from 56. And it just leaks off to the side. Murray, as he was met that time by Merciless. Davis Murray, of course, had success with the Raiders. He was a Pro Bowler in 2015 and was with the Vikings. And comes over here as Mark Ingram, left in free agency to Baltimore.
He's a good player, but he's no Mark Ingram. Mark Ingram was the juice guy for New Orleans, the physical guy. Murray is more of a one-cut downhill runner. Ingram had quicker feet. They're going to miss Mark Ingram in this offense.
Breeze with time and in stride. Here he goes out Alvin Kamara. And that is exactly what he can do. Heat up on a moment's notice. 41 yards for number 41.
It's man-to-man coverage, the bread and butter of the Houston Texans. Number 41, Zach Cunningham. Number 41, Alvin Kamara. It's mano y mano. Little choice route. He shakes him, sticks him inside. That's a mismatch, folks. There are not many cornerbacks in the National Football League can cover him one-on-one, let alone a linebacker. The New Orleans Saints have been waiting on that big play and that man-to-man coverage, and they finally got it.
Two tight ends with a double shift, including Taysom Hill. As Breeze will get it out to Hill, but Hill couldn't hold on to it as Aaron Colvin was closing on him. First two seasons for Alvin Kamara, just sensational. 30 touchdowns, all the rushing yards, all the receiving yards, over 1,500 on the ground, over 1,500 receiving. Just the second player in NFL history to hit those marks in any 2-year span. Marshall Faulk did it. He's doing it in his first 2 years. And Murray catches a seam. Here goes Latavius Murray in for the score. Looking over the rail here at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. What a night. Monday Night Football, start of the 50th season. Play action, Watson, pressure up the middle. Davenport was on him, and then he has to throw it short that time, looking for Hopkins. As Davenport was trying to get after Deshaun Watson, he is critical to the success of this defense. They need him to step up.
We got to be smart. We got to do our job, and you know, of course, you got to be on the lookout for him. He can always extend plays, and he has a great arm. So that's something we're going to have to counteract.
That they get some pressure from the other end. Marcus Davenport, University of Texas San Antonio, has to step up this year.
Remember, he was the skyrocketing prospect before the 2018 draft. We'll see what he will offer up in season number 2. Here's Duke Johnson trying to find anything on that left side as he goes ahead for a couple of yards. There's Lamar Miller, was set to be the starting running back, but he is out for the season with the torn ACL.
Yeah, he is, and now they got to do it by committee. We've seen Carlos Hyde, Duke Johnson. Those guys are going to be the primary guys. Right now, it's a big third down test. The New Orleans Saints have the momentum. The offense came out and scored. Now the defense wants to get off the field to give Drew Brees the ball back. Let's see, can they do it?
Third and 8. They only bring 3. Watson pumps and then drives the ball to the 45-yard line, complete to Will Fuller. 15 yards on 3rd and 8 from Deshaun Watson.
I just love the maturity of Deshaun Watson. In the pocket, it's a zone coverage. He's not pressing. He sees it. And now, instead of taking off like he would have been his rookie year, he steps up and he's running or scrambling in the pocket to throw. That's what the veteran quarterbacks do. Rodgers, Breeze, they move around to throw and get the big play.
Nothing happening there for Hyde. Trey Hendrickson is there to wrap him up. There's Hendrickson's 3rd year out of FAU.
It's a big drive for the Texans. Even if they don't score, they're starting to recapture the momentum. That offense had taken it. This dome was electric. Now they come out. Physical football. The Houston Texans offensive line is being a little bit more physical than New Orleans.
Watson turned his back for a moment and realized that the Saints' front was right in his face, so he had to throw it away. Marshawn Lattimore was involved with that as well.
Dennis Allen, you got to love him. Defensive coordinator for the New Orleans Saints. He's not going to allow Watson to sit back. He brought 7 guys on that play. He's going to force Watson to get rid of the ball.
So now a 3rd and 10. And Deshaun Watson tonight on 3rd down is 7 of 7 with 4 first downs. Can he keep it up here against this wall of noise here at the Superdome?
If I'm Dennis Allen, I heat him up again, Tess.
Pressure up the middle. Pushed back the left guard. Watson gets free. Look at him go on 3rd and 10, just striding along as Alex Anzalone could do nothing about it.
You know, when you have a mobile quarterback, you got to control the pocket. You got to make sure that you keep him in here. They do a bad job. They're bringing pressure. Let's watch Cam Jordan, defensive end. At that point, there's an alley there. And when you have a mobile quarterback and you see that alley, he's going to take it. Even though he's running a little gingerly, he still has enough speed and athleticism to get out of there. Watch him. Just look at his face. Look at it. He's getting down out of bounds. Nice play there by Watson.
18 yards on 3rd and 10 when his left guard was flattened on his backside. Lisa.
Hey, Tess. Well, I was talking to DeAndre Hopkins earlier this week about how Deshaun Watson has evolved as a quarterback, and he said it's really just his communication off the field. He said, take for instance, just the other night, Thursday night during the Green Bay-Chicago game, there was a play that Aaron Rodgers had with Devontae Adams, and Deshaun, he messaged Will Fuller and myself to look at it, see if we can do that. He said he didn't used to do things like that before. Maybe he just didn't feel comfortable, but he does now.
And he has such a better understanding of what they want to be as an offense, of what he's dissecting against a defense. Sky is the limit with this guy. 2nd and 4.
A busted play here.
As the flag is down and the ball is intercepted by Lattimore. We'll, of course, check on the flag as Lattimore continues to return it here. Watson tried to trip him up, and then he's forced out.
Think it's coming back, Joe. Offside defense.
Defense, number 70. 5-yard penalty. That 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
Yeah, number 70 right here, Mitch Laven is the guy that's offsides. Right there, Deshaun Watson knows he's got a free play here. And when you get a free play like that, as a veteran quarterback, you're trying to go deep and get a big play because, you know, regardless of what happens, even if it's bad, you're going to get the ball back.
You say Mitchell Laven, what is he doing out there? Remember, Sheldon Rankin's still coming back from the Achilles. David Onyemata, the key reserve, has got the suspension. Mario Edwards, who has been dealing with a hamstring. So they're thinned out in the interior of that defensive line. 9th play of this drive.
It's been a physical drive. They're running the football.
Watson into the end zone and into the hands of DeAndre Hopkins.
DeAndre Hopkins, man, he runs some good routes, and he also catches everything. And the quarterback, he has a big arm. I seen a couple passes, like, dang, how did he get that in there?
Zone read, here we go.
And he pulls it. So here's Hill trying to get to the outside. And bouncing off of him at first was Roby, and he was able to keep his balance as Taysom Hill goes for 3 yards there.
Well, and if you've done your scouting like we talked about, when he's at the quarterback position, the number 1 play they do is the zone read. He pulls it, being physical, coming on the outside.
Did you see the windshield of the Monday Night Football bus this week going through the South? Did you see all those big bugs that were splattered on the windshield?
Bug meat windshield?
Yeah, that was. I give Roby credit for the effort, but Hill had the momentum, and at 221 pounds was bringing it. 2nd and 7. Breeze, as he gets a complete for another first down. That goes to Ted Ginn for 10 yards.
And I think that's what Drew has to do. He has to be methodical. They're not going to give up many big plays. They went man-to-man on the previous drive, and Alvin Kamara hit him with a big play. So now Romeo, the defensive coordinator for the Texans, has decided to sit back and play zone. But he's got to get some pressure in this zone from someone.
Empty look here on first down. Breeze with time, and now he's in rhythm. There is Ginn again, and this is what you see with Breeze when he finds that stride. Getting the ball out quick, knowing where to go, guys in space. Here come the Saints.
And that's 30 dropbacks with no sacks for the Houston Texans. And I think if you're Breeze right now, the tempo, they have to pick the tempo of the offense up. They don't need to go no huddle. Let's get in and out of huddle. Press against the Houston Texans.
40 years old, 19th season.
He's fanning. It's a pass. He's talking about the protection here.
Here comes pressure from the safety as Reed comes up, and Breeze quickly gets it to the outside to Thomas.
It's so good for a veteran quarterback to know when the blitz is coming. They want the blitz. The veteran quarterbacks want to be blitzed. He sees it coming. He changes to protection. He knows he has one-on-one coverage on the outside.
And what side did he throw to?
Exactly where the blitz came from.
Exactly.
That's what the veteran quarterbacks do. The Rodgers, the Brady, the Breezes, they pray that the defensive coordinator blitzes them.
How easy did Tom make it look last night up in Foxborough? Kamara hesitating, probing, finding, and then going forward. That was something as he's tiptoeing at the line, waiting, looking, finding, and going. Watch this.
Just take a look at his feet. Look how patient. Just probing, looking around, and watch him put his foot in the ground. There. Once he puts that foot in the ground, the acceleration from that moment until he gets through the line, unreal. Watch that right foot. Boom. I mean, his balance, his vision. The game plan has changed. It's feature Alvin Kamara time in the second half, and that's working for New Orleans.
Breeze that time felt Angelo Blackson coming in on him. And it'll be 2nd and 10.
It's good interior pressure there by number 97, Angelo Blackson. He's the better pass rusher between he and number 92, Brandon Dunn. So the defensive line coach, Coach Weaver, said you'll see a lot more Angelo if this is going to be a passing game. He got good pressure there. And now we are in the Taysom Hill territory. Red zone, he's in the game. He's at quarterback. Again, big zone read formation. Wouldn't be surprised if he throws a pass.
On the run, quarterback sweep. And once again, able to keep his footing when a defensive back comes up and get extra yards. That time it was Justin Reed that found out how powerful Taysom Hill is.
You know, Coach Payton calls him a little Steve Young. Says he's one of the better athletes, if not the best athlete on the football team.
The conversation really became the heir to the throne of Drew Brees. Listen, they got Teddy Bridgewater for a reason here, but Taysom Hill is more than just an exotic Swiss Army knife. He can show a little something.
Yes.
Fascinating to see where his career goes. 3rd and 4 now.
Where's J.J. Watt? We haven't seen him tonight. Can he get a pressure?
Brees with time to the end zone and into the hands of Taysom Hill. His career goes 3rd and 4 now.
Well, I saw Mike Thomas get a ton of attention, and they just let Taysom run free. You know, I felt like they did a good job, you know, all game long with the stuff that they were doing, and yet, you know, there were times where, you know, they give some attention to Mike, and that'll open up opportunities elsewhere for other people. And on that play, it just happened to be Taysom.
94, 75, and 75 yards with touchdown drives tonight. Here's Watson, man in his face, and incomplete as he was trying to get it to Fells, it appeared. It was Eli Apple who was coming in off that corner spot. There you talk about the length of drives and the field position. The last 3 drives, look at that. Long drives, all touchdowns.
And you know what that does? Keeps Drew Brees on the bench. And that's what they said they wanted to do. They want to have long, methodical drives. It's up to Dennis Allen and the Saints defense to get this offense off the field.
There's Duke Johnson, and Johnson is wrapped up that time as it was Williams and Klein converging on the tackle.
It's like how the Texans are being physical. 19 rushing attempts. Even if they aren't getting many yards, they're rushing the football. But now if you're the Saints, here's another opportunity. The dome is buzzing. It's 3rd down. Your offense is moving the ball in the second half. Can you get a stop right now to get Drew Brees back the ball?
Set the play clock to 25. Thank you.
Marshawn Lattimore is following DeAndre Hopkins. It's a matchup one-on-one. Looks like it's man-to-man across the board.
Right on him as Hopkins comes inside that 20. Look at the time he has, and he wants every bit of it, and it is intercepted. That is Marcus Williams with the pick, and then something extra with the throwdown, and the flag reigns in because of it.
Joe, you're exactly correct. Interception, then a tackle, but the tackle is a pickup and a throwdown. Personal foul, 15 yards.
And now they got to clean things up as both teams are right in the midst of it. And for Deshaun Watson, his first interception in his last 228 pass attempts in the regular season. Watch what DeAndre Hopkins does here at the end of this play, as he up and over slams Marcus Williams.
It's an interception by the defense. On the play, we have a UNR, unnecessary roughness. Offense number 10. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced to the end of the run. Automatic first down. Timeout.
I think Hopkins was watching a little too much Khabib on ESPN Plus UFC this weekend. Breeze, as he's wont to do, get it out quickly to the outside to Thomas.
You know, we look at Marcus Williams. Watch how far he comes. He comes from the opposite hash. The distance covered, reading Deshaun Watson's eyes, going up, making a tremendous pick. He gets a lot of criticism for the Minneapolis Miracle, but that was a great play. And then Deshaun Hopkins body slammed in there. He's telling the ref, hey, ref, I'm just trying to get him down. The ref's like, nah, big guy. It's not WWE. It's Monday Night Football, not Monday Night Raw, baby.
Book, absolutely correct call. Great game management call as well.
Well, we've really put you to work there, John Perry, haven't we? Fresh off your Super Bowl assignment, and now up in the booth on Monday Night Football, and had a lot to talk about tonight. And here's Kamara as he gets loose, and Kamara still fighting. Ball is out there as it's picked up by Cook. As we'll see what they say here at the end of that Kamara run, as he went ahead for 28.
The ruling on the field is a fumble by the offense, recovered by another offensive player legally. First down.
All works out for the Saints nonetheless. Watch what happens at the end here.
Yeah, he's
He's down.
Yeah.
He's absolutely down by contact.
Yeah. This second half has featured a lot of Alvin Kamara. Whether it's coming out of the backfield, nice little choice route, throw it to him in the flat, toss sweep. You can tell what the second half game plan has been. Let's feature number 41.
And timeout is going to be used here by the Saints with 11 seconds remaining in the third in what has been a wildly entertaining third quarter.
Let's take up that last play. I want to focus on one of the big guys here. Number 72, Teron Armstead. I want you to watch him, how he gets outside and leads Alvin Kamara. That's a 6'5", 320-pound left tackle showing speed and athleticism. We're talking a lot about Laramie Tunsil tonight. Teron Armstead says, hey, don't forget about me. I'm one of the better left tackles in the National Football League.
You know, that feeling a corner must have when he has to come up and know the 300-pounders coming in. And Bradley Roby's sitting there. Roby's a tough guy, strong guy, $194, but that's a whole different world, man. That is a whole different world when Armstead's coming at you. He's a very athletic left tackle.
Yeah.
Now the elder statesman, by the way, of this line, with Max Unger having retired, the center who Breeze had so much trust in. And Josh Hill is met. Tried to make the most of it, but wrestled down by Justin Reed. Well, what do we have here to start off the 50th season of Monday Night Football? Do the Saints have a comeback in them, or will Watson keep playing the role of hero? Fourth quarter's ahead. Alvin Kamara has sparked things here in the second half. Of course, he's a go-to guy in the red zone. for Drew Brees as well. 2nd and 12. Brees trying to extend right to the end zone. He goes, and it goes for a score. Traquan Smith. Second chance here. Right now, here is Kamara going loose, and it's another first down for the Saints. But that moment of 3rd and 2 with Drew Brees, Boog.
Last play, 399 X seam. It's man-to-man coverage. Ted Ginn Jr. just beats Aaron Colvin one-on-one. Drew Brees sees it. It's 3rd and short. So he knows he's going to get man-to-man coverage. Veteran quarterback, clean pocket. Just makes a play.
Look, remember I was saying earlier how there was a point here in the second half where Brees, and then it's 3rd and 19. He hadn't even thrown a ball over 16 yards.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's what I'm talking. And that was his first attempt of 20-plus yards tonight. Throws it 34 in the air. He'll do what he needs to do.
He will.
He did it right there.
Yeah, this offense is not predicated on throwing the ball deep down the field. But if you're going to give him a ton of man-to-man coverage in a 3rd and short situation that's predictable, that's a good read. A nice throw there by Drew Brees. Murray's in the backfield. Should be hammer time here, Tess.
And that is what he offers as Murray. It's that cutback, that pad leverage. You know, there's that overheard narrative that it's Mark Ingram 2.0, but they're different players in so many ways. But Murray does have that size, goes 6'3", 230, framed against Kamara with a different body type. John Perry, you wanted to mention something?
I think we're going to take a look at what occurred at the end of the first half. We get almost everything correct. It's an unusual situation in the fact that a reversal is created to a running clock at 42 seconds. So we did have a 10-second run up, but we should have done it from 42 seconds rather than when the play was challenged to be reviewed, which ends up, I believe, at around 24.
So that was an opportunity that could have been more for the Saints there at the first half. Kamara trying to get to the outside. Instead, he's taken down by Cunningham. And what ended up happening there is that they settled for a long field goal attempt, which they missed.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was an impact play in the game, and it may seem minute, but it was a field position and timing. Every second count during that play.
Yeah, and inside 2 minutes, we cannot, as officials, make a timing mistake.
Well, you don't have to worry about that anymore. You're up here broadcasting.
It's easy up here.
Football.
Very unusual situation for those guys. Well done tonight here in New Orleans, though.
Yeah, this was a very tough assignment, as we all know what happened in the NFC title game, and it came to John Hussey and his crew. And this has been a loud environment. This has been a back and forth, highly contested game. We're glad to have our officiating analyst now on board with us, the 3-time Super Bowl official John Perry, fresh off his assignment of Rams Patriots as the referee for Super Bowl 53.
So here's what we have, 24-21. The Texans are out of timeouts. How aggressive do the Saints get, or do they keep the clock running with a run play here?
3rd down and 11, and that is what they will do as Kamara is taken down at the 29 by Jaleel Adai. And now they can milk off another 34 seconds there.
It's a smart move. 3rd and 11. No need to put the football in the air.
Pete Carmichael, Sean Payton, brain trust of the Saints looking to manage things here. Sean Payton's 14th year with the Saints. An incredible relationship to think play caller, head coach with the future Hall of Fame quarterback together. You know, we sat with Sean the other day. We said, here's Drew, 40 years old. He says, I don't see age when I looked at him. And now we will have the 47-yard field goal attempt from Will Lutz with 55 seconds remaining. And Lutz splits it. So that was well managed. So it'll be 50 seconds, no timeouts, trailing by 6 for Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, Watson's getting a little back massage there.
This is the quarterback comparison. First half, it was all Watson. He was spectacular, had the touchdown run on the 4th down, had the touchdown pass, and then all of a sudden there's Drew Brees at 335 yards and 2 touchdowns, overcoming the interception in the red zone in the first half. Only 3 points in the first half, and he came up big on that 3rd and 2 when he launched the ball downfield to Ted Ginn. And here they stand with a 27-21 lead. But this guy loves these spots. It's what he lives for.
Well, it's going to be tough. He's got no timeouts, 50 seconds left, and he needs a touchdown. Those are situations you practice all during OTAs, during training camps. The coaches will script it. They'll come out and say, hey, the defense doesn't have any timeouts, etc. Watson's going to need a big chunk play to get this drive started. If I'm the Saints, I'm sitting back in zone coverage. I'll give him underneath throws. I'm not giving up the big play.
'24th game of his NFL career. Returned fully from the ACL last year. Played through difficulties of pain, as he's done also tonight. Won a division title, and then you open up the next season on the road in this atmosphere, where you're going to hear it. And it's going to roar down for these final 50 seconds. So let's see what he can offer up.
Saints are going to sit back and play a little soft zone coverage, I think. Make him throw the ball in front of you.
Goes downfield, and he connects. DeAndre Hopkins has the Texans in business. Just like that, Watson to Hopkins.
What a catch. You know, we gave him a lot of criticism early because 3 balls hit his hands and he dropped them. But what about the catch right there against Lattimore? They've been going back and forth all night long. Hopkins with a big-time play here under a minute in the 4th quarter.
Couldn't have a better start. 38-yard reception by Hopkins. No timeouts, 43 seconds remain. Here comes pressure off the edge. It's Von Bell. He gets rid of it downfield. And he did it! He did it! He did it! Kenny Stills! Welcome to the Texans! What drama in New Orleans! Deshaun Watson! Goes downfield. And he connects.
Football. You know, to give up a big play against a guy that we should have safety help over the top coverage on, and then the very next play to give up a touchdown pass. You know, the only upside is that we let them score quick enough to where we had time left to come back and kick a field goal.
This game has had absolutely everything.
Really, that whole drive, I think that, first of all, the challenge of that drive was 37 seconds, 1 timeout. You know, and you want to try to save that timeout if at all possible. So, you know, you need chunks, obviously, to put yourself in field goal range. And I felt like we did a really good job. You know, we practiced that, and I think we felt like we knew exactly what we needed to do in order to give ourselves a chance to win.
Drew Brees needs one more chunk play.
No, I have my line. I always say at the end of a game situation, my line's 42, and I'll take anything past that. But, you know, when you have Drew as your quarterback, all I cared about was getting ready for the kick, because I knew with 37 seconds left that there was going to be a chance to get a kick there.
He's a capable kicker if Brees can put him in position. There we go. Brees to the outside, midfield here. Remember, they have the 1 timeout. As he gets it for 11 yards here to Michael Thomas. Clock is coming down, and he clocks it again, leaving 6 seconds.
I understand what he's trying to do, but he wasted too much time. He's got time right now with 1 timeout left for a quick play. It's got to be quick. It needs like a 10-yard out or a 10-yard seam, something across the middle, and tell the receiver, as soon as you catch it, get down and call timeout. But it's got to be quick. You can't have your receiver running around and have the clock run out.
Still about 7 yards away from what was the max in warm-up for Will Lutz.
See Drew just calling, like he calling like different plays. Like we lined up, called one play in the huddle. He see the defense line up, he called another play. Then he look again at the defense, he called another play. So I'm all the way outside, I'm trying to see him, but at the same time, at the same time, Ted is inside of me giving me the plays as Drew giving him the plays. So it was just something, you know, we try to prepare for it, but we never prepare for it.
Surgical by Breeze. Absolutely surgical.
It was just too easy. The Houston Texans were almost in a prevent defense. Look how far the safeties are back. They're 25 yards back. They only need 7 yards. Fall down, call the timeout. Drew Brees sees it. Veteran quarterback. And now he puts his team in a position to kick a game-winning field goal.
Based on that hold from Morstead, it would be from 58. His career long is 57. Will Lutz, can he put the cape on his back and become a hero here for these fans? 58-yard attempt for the win! Got it!
We all know if we get Will in position, we see him do it in practice. We get him in position, we know he can hit.
58-yard attempt for the win! Got it!
I think we all felt like it was going to happen. And the minute you heard that ball go off his foot, you know, it was a thundering kick. I think we all knew it was going through the uprights.
I was celebrating as soon as it left my foot. I honestly have no idea. I thought I hit it well. When you get out in that distance, you know, you do have to drive it a little more. And I told Morstead going out there, give me a little forward lane, and that allows it to open the sweet spot and, you know, get through the uprights a little quicker. And I just felt really confident after I kicked it that I was going in.